place of the Canaanite, the Hittite, the Amorite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Now behold, the cry of the sons of Israel has come to me. Furthermore, I have seen the oppression with which the Egyptians are oppressing them. So here in the NASB, here on this site, the mission of Moses. Therefore, come now, and I will send you to Pharaoh, so that you may bring my people, the sons of Israel, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, who am I, that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the sons of Israel out of Egypt? That is a legitimate question. Who am I? And this is interesting. That's a legitimate question. And he said, certainly I will be with you. And all this shall be the sign to you, that is, I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall worship God at this mountain. Then Moses said to God, behold, I am going to the sons of Israel, and I will say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you. Now they may say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? And God says to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, I am has sent me to you. God furthermore said to Moses, thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial name to all generations. So, okay, so they're going to know. They're going to know exactly who this is, because this is it. This is what they especially should have been passed down, especially from the time of Joseph, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all the way back to the covenant, all the way to here. This has been oral tradition. They know it. Go and gather the elders of Israel together and say to them, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, has appeared to me, saying, I am indeed concerned about you and what has been done to you in Egypt. And this is actually quite comforting. So I said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt to the land of the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Amorite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, to a land flowing with milk and honey. They will pay heed to what you say. And you, with the elders of Israel, will come to the king of Egypt, and you will say to him, the Lord God of the Hebrews has met with us. So now, please let us go 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God. But I know the king of Egypt will not permit you to go except under compulsion. So I will stretch out my hand and strike Egypt with all my miracles, which I shall do in the midst of it, and after that he will let you go. So we see that he's telling them here in the last two verses, which I should just read. I will grant this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Oh, that's pretty cool. And it shall be that when you go, you will not go empty-handed, but every woman shall ask of her neighbor and the woman who lives in her house articles of silver, articles of gold, and clothing. And then you will put them on your sons and daughters. Thus you will plunder the Egyptians. So he's not sending them out naked. He's saying we got some stuff to do here, and we're going to come out. with what is required, what is necessary for, well, later, what's going to happen later. So we see that God throws down. He starts giving them the commandments here to throw down the staff. Turns into a serpent, leprosy of his hand, and so he's having this. He's giving him everything so that he will be comforted and convinced that this is God. Basically training him up. And he basically tells them that, but if they will not believe even these two signs or heed what you say, then you shall take some of the water from the Nile, pour it onto the dry ground, in which it'll become blood on the dry ground. Now, this is interesting here in Exodus 4:10. This is where you get the kick to the gut in the revealing of the identity of who Moshe represents. This is where something he says that just, it doesn't sit right. And I've heard different commentaries on it, but it just doesn't sit right when you read it, because here they are having this conversation. God's telling them everything he needs to tell them. And then in 4:10, it takes a twist. And it shouldn't set well with you. It should stand out. This is something it's very interesting. Then Moses said to the Lord, "Please, Lord, I have never been eloquent, neither recently, nor in time past, nor since you have spoken to your servant, for I am slow of speech and slow of tongue." The Lord said to him, "Who has made man's mouth, or who makes him mute or deaf or seeing or blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now then go, and I will even I will be with your mouth and teach you what you are to say." But he said, "Please, Lord, now send the message by whomever you will." Then the anger of the Lord burned against Moses, and he said, "Is there not your brother Aaron the Levite? I know that he speaks fluently, and moreover, behold, he is coming out to meet you. When he sees you, he will be glad in his heart." So we'll hold on to 4:14, and we'll come back to that. But 4:10 is something of a mystery. Now, it seems that Moses is trying to weasel his way out of this mission that he's been given, but this is in stark contrast here to another. Then Moses said to the Lord, "Please, Lord, I have never been eloquent, neither recently nor in time past, nor since you have spoken to your servant, for I am slow of speech and slow of tongue." It sounds like he's describing something else, and not even himself per se. But it sounds like he's describing something else, and we'll jump on this here, and I'm hoping I can do this. Lord, give me strength here. So let's go over to Isaiah. Let's see, 6:4. Let's see. I just go 6:5. So he's having a conversation. Let's start out with 6:1, and I'll just read down, and this will at least give it context. "In the year of King Uzziah's death, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne, lofty and exalted, with the train of his robe filling the temple. Seraphim stood above him, each having 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, and with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And the one called to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the foundations of the threshold trembled at the voice of him who called out. While the temple was filling with smoke, then I said, Isaiah, woe is me, for I am ruined, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I have lived among people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. And one of the seraphim flew to me with a burning coal in his hand, which he had taken from the altar with tongs. He touched my mouth with it and said, Behold, this has touched your lips, and your iniquity has been taken away, and your sin is forgiven. Then the Lord, I'm just going to read this last part. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send? And who will go for us? Then I said, Here I am, send me. So, stark contrast, because Isaiah is saying, hey, unclean lips, unclean lips. Let's go back over to Exodus 4. Then Moses said, please, there's nothing about unclean. Never been eloquent, neither recently nor in time past. For I am slow of speech. He doesn't say unclean. He doesn't say I am undone. He just says I am slow of speech. That's a huge chasm. So what are we supposed to see here in Exodus 4:10? Let's cruise over to Revelation 14. I'll just start at the beginning. Then I looked, and behold, the Lamb was standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his name and the name of his Father written on their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven like the sound of many waters, and like the sound of loud thunder, and the voice which I heard was like the sound of harpists playing on their harps. And they sang a new song before the throne and before the 4 living creatures and the elders. And no one could learn the song except for the 144,000 that had been purchased from the earth. For these are the ones who have not been defiled with women, for they have kept themselves chaste. These are the ones who follow the Lamb wherever he goes, for they have been purchased from among men as first fruits to God and to the Lamb. And no lie was found in their mouth. They are blameless. Wow. Okay. So no lie was found in their mouth, no guile. Some translations, they are blameless. Let's go back to Exodus 4:10. Slow of speech, slow in tongue. He's telling you that he's speaking of a group. The 144,000 are literally 2 years and under. He's telling you that they don't have any teeth yet, that the tongue can strike off the back and form eloquent speech. He's telling you, he's giving you God is doing everything here through Moses, his servant, to give you the picture that Moshe is literally a picture of what is to come of this particular group. And yes, there is 144,000 of them, and they are doing a magnificent, oh my goodness, we're going to get into that, but what they're in charge of What they're in charge of is mind blowing. And it's absolutely